Stones and Crystal Things, the
Hello.
podcast where we are on some manifest your life,
Yes, ma'am.
shift your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and raise the consciousness type of shit. I'm
That's
Christy. Right.
And I'm Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or so.
Cheers.
Cheers. So last week we talked about being the creator and a creation.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, the definition of a creator is a person or a thing that brings something into existence. This is about manifestation, you guys.
Yeah.
And the definition of a creation is something that is created or invented. And we were having a discussion about the fact that we're both. So I want to know what you guys thought about the episode. We'd be curious to see if you jive with it, what you guys thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Let us know.
You know, in your creative vibes. Are you in your creative vibes? So, Christy, what are we talking about today?
Yes. So this kind of ties in with the creator vibe. So today we're going to talk about standing in your power because I think a lot of us either don't know the power that we have or we've forgotten and we need to be reminded. But I really think that this conversation is going to be helpful to all of us these days because, I mean, I feel like it's so easy for us to just feel lost.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the pandemic. You know, the last couple of years we've been locked inside and isolated, and you know, I think it's time for us to truly understand the power that we have and learn how to utilize it and learn how to trust in it and learn how to lean on it. So that's what we're talking about today.
For the sake of conversation,
Mm-hmm.
can you? What do you mean? What do you mean when you say stand in your power? Let's talk about what we
Yes.
mean by that.
So, and I guess we can get into it because these are some of the. So okay,
Like, you know, when you say, like, girl, you need to stand in your power.
right, and that can be a variety of things. So one, I think, I'll say for me, was using my voice.
Got it.
Using my voice, living my truth, being authentic. Like, I feel like those are ways, you know, that we're standing in our power. But using my voice, that was huge for me because I wouldn't really share how I felt or I wouldn't really share stuff. I would keep it in. And then when I finally decided that I would start talking about it, I feel like that's, you know, I'm taking my power back.
So, okay. I
don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. Because I was thinking of how I describe what that means for me. Okay, I think it's a step one. In order for me to even have the concept of standing in my power, I had to learn myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Because if you had asked me this before, I probably would have said yes, I was standing in my power, but I was probably standing in my ego. And so what for me, when I'm talking about it, like standing in your power, it's like honoring yourself and for who you really are, and you know, and using your voice and
I think it could be different for everyone.
yeah, that's what I'm. But it starts, I think, with like knowing who you are. But you know, you could say I'm standing in my power, but and I would say standing in your power does not mean having power over others.
Right.
That's not what we talking about. You know,
power
what I mean?
over yourself.
Right. It's really accepting that you have the power. Like accepting that your voice is important, you know. So, okay, sorry. Don't want to get tangential.
No. This was all aligned with what we're talking about. So, for those of you listening, you might feel like I don't feel powerful. Like I'm in a place in my life where I don't feel powerful. I feel life is out of control. So what should I do? And so a point that I wanted to share is, you know, I'm not one, like I used to have that belief, you know, fake it until you make it. But I really do believe in speaking things into existence. So you may not necessarily feel powerful, but if you are affirming yourself on a regular basis And I firmly believe the energy that you put behind the word is going to manifest.
Well, what about, okay. So I think it's difficult to stand in your power if you feel self-conscious,
Right.
or, what's another way to look at this?
So
If you're
ways
self-sabotaging.
Yeah. So ways to like find your power.
Right. So I think if I'm having it's hard for me to stand in my power because I don't feel like I'm having some worthiness issues.
Yeah.
So standing in your power, be affirming. Like you guys, there have literally, whew, like this is very real. But times where I will be in the middle of something and I'm starting to feel disempowered. And I'll say, I have to literally the tears will start coming to me. I'm like, and I have to say, I am worthy, I am valued, I am you know what I mean? Like, so I have to keep saying it over and over again, just like until the angst or the anxiety that was trying to come in, like just, as you speak, you create.
Yeah.
So sometimes for me, I have to speak it. Mm-hmm. Like I literally have to say it. Sometimes I have to go to a mirror and I'll just be like, "What you want right now?" Like, come on, what we doing?
Right.
But that's for so like you're saying, affirming yourself, especially when you're in a situation where you do need to honor your truth and honor yourself.
Yes.
and speak up, and you feel like. I don't think I can, like, sometimes, it's just like, give me a second, let me go and have a little conversation with myself. What are some things that you do, Christy?
Well, I kind of like that we're touching on the finding your power piece. So for me, I really started to envision myself as the woman that I desire myself to be.
Yes.
This is the type of life that I want. This is the type of energy I want to have. This is the type of energy I want to have around me. And I would just feel it, believe it, see it. Like, I would literally put myself in that position. So that's one of the things that helped me.
I like that. That's a good thing to do. Another thing, you guys, is why have something on you or with you, with like a piece of jewelry or something that's important to you, crystals, but something that just have you seen people where they wear like rubber bands around their wrist, and when they have a moment of self-doubt or they're procrastinating something, they kind of pop themselves as a way to remind themselves not to do that. I'm not a fan of popping myself, but I've done it before. I do it with jewelry. So if I'm just, especially like if I have there's a couple of pieces of jewelry that I really, 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 really love, and I got them for myself, so I'm proud. Like it makes, it's just like I did this, and it reminds me, like, girl, you got you. Like, you know what I mean? So I look at, so when I know what, sometimes I wear it, but in our, a ring, it's a ring. So, I can, roll it around in my hand, just kind of just reminding myself. But giving yourself like a little talisman that's a physical affirmation, reminding you,
of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Like, hell, just people, I see people walking around with t-shirts that straight say, I am powerful. He's like, if that's not a walking affirmation, if you're not a walking billboard reminding yourself, or look down, it's literally right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Another way to feel your power. You made a really good point, is like getting to know yourself. I think that's really important. And then also really seeking deep within and finding the areas that you need to forgive in and healing those areas. Honestly, once you start the healing journey, I really believe that that's a way that you are getting that power back. Like, I feel like Christy, the process of healing, you learn so much.
Man, if you don't say that, it taking the moment to acknowledge that I need, it's time for me to get in on Project Me.
Right.
And
Project Me.
even the acknowledgement of, sis, what's going on, babe? You know, for yourself, that's understanding and standing in your power. It really is. That is truly honoring yourself.
Yeah. And I will say, one, this is going to be different for everyone. And then two, take baby steps. Like, you don't have to master everything at once. You can just focus on, okay, I'm going to focus on forgiveness a little bit. Or I'm going to focus on loving unconditionally, loving myself unconditionally. I'm going to focus on me hyping, whatever it is. Just, take small steps.
I love that. You know what? This is actually something I totally forgot about.
Ooh, do share.
What teacher? I forgot. Who told me this? I don't remember who told me. I feel like it was an older person, but I remember in college. It was one of my professors. She said one of the ways to kind of be in your power and kind of portray that, and she said, sit up straight. Yeah. She said, get your posture, like you because our body kind of it tells on us. Yep. It totally tells on us. It really does. And so if I am at least showing power, and it's not necessarily a fake it till you make it. This is literally energy matching. If I'm showing power, then you're going to treat me like this is a person that's standing in their power, and then then you're mirroring it back to me. Right. I'm like, oh, because I am standing in my power. So it's almost like you're giving cues to other people to reflect back to you that you're powerful. And I think that's a really good way to, especially if you can't conjure that up for yourself. It's like if you're just not at that point, because like Chrissy said, it's baby steps. Some people might just be like, oh, I get this, got it, done. And some people are like, wait, I'm not feeling myself right now. So if you need an external validation in the process, don't be upset with yourself because you need that going in. Know that one day you're not going to need that. One day you're going to be like, I got this. Somebody's going to be like, oh my goodness, you're so powerful. I know. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And then getting to that point, like, I know.
I'm like seriously, I know. But understand, it's okay starting off whatever helps you move along the process. If there's an external validation needed, I think just as you are, you just build it though. Like it's like almost not even, it's really a mirror. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Even the way that you dress. I would tell you, I've said this before, on my worst, on the days that I'm feeling probably the least powerful, I'm probably the best dressed. Especially like in a work situation, they're like, where you going today? I'm doing the thing down because the power suit.
Well, it's funny because when I was dancing, one of my dance teachers, she would say, if you don't feel good, put makeup on.
Yeah.
Make sure that your hair is done. Like,
yes.
Make sure you have like clean dance clothes on. You look good. Whatever's gonna make your body look nice.
Yeah.
Do all that. And
yes, that's true.
That how your exterior can affect your interior too. Because of course, if you look good, then you're gonna start feeling good. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, that was good.
I told she sure did. She said, sit up, just stand up straight, put your posture. I remember my mom used to. You're a dancer, so I'm sure you always had teacher, fixing your posture. My mom would literally come up behind me and grab my shoulders and like sit up straight, like just so you're not slouching. Mm-hmm. And I just remember, one day when I was like in high school, when he's like, why do you stick your chest out? I'm like, I'm not sticking my chest. First of all, I don't have any chest to stick out, but I'm not.
She forgot that you were pulling her.
I was no. One of the girls in school. She's like, why do you sit with your because my posture was like perfect. I like her mom would, she just kept doing that, so it just came natural, and I could sit up straight just like this without needing a seat back. So I would just, like this is like sitting up straight, but if everybody's slouching, it looks like I'm sticking my boobs out, and it's literally just I'm sitting up straight. But no, I really do. There is something to your body language and your posture. Your posture, your body language, the way you sit. We give off so many signals about what's going on with us. And if you guys pay attention, whew, man. And I just have to remember this too. When you feel like something's wrong with somebody, or you're trying to understand what's going on with them, or you're meeting someone and trying to get their body language, I'm telling you, pay attention to the way they sit down. Like, are they one of those people who's always eyes darting around the room?
Eye contact's another thing.
Yes. Like, so your body tells on you, but it's also a tool that you can use to understand people.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a song that's like "Your Body Don't Lie" or something. Isn't there
something? Yeah, look, I'm like, I feel like you're right.
One of those like old R&B songs. Okay, I'm aging myself.
Sorry. No, you're not. Set boundaries, you guys.
Yes.
This is
you guys. I'm
important.
just now learning this. Now I feel like all of this stuff I'm just now learning. I'm about to be.
You're just now learning how to set boundaries.
Yes.
No, I was asking. Yeah.
And
Would you be? I'm still working on this, to be quite honest with you.
It feels good. I mean, I'm not, by no means have I perfected it, but I used to make myself available all of the time. Like, I would be in the middle of writing a paper, and then someone calls, and I pick up the phone, and then I get distracted from, doing that, and then I'm not, like, my work's not done. So I had to get to a point where it's like, I need to call you back because I'm doing some work. Or I'll call you at a time that's more convenient for me. Or even, like, the whole work thing.
Yeah.
What happened at my old job? It's like I had to eventually set boundaries.
I'm learning how to. I'm kind of. My body is kind of forcing me to do it, because what I do is, if I don't set the boundary, and people, your child, anybody, if they cross the boundary that you haven't established, and I'll react like, how dare you do this? But I have not set that boundary.
Right.
So I'm like, I can't even be
right.
Exactly. So I think for me it's harder. Where I'm learning this right now is as a parent, setting boundaries as a parent with it. I don't. This is rough. I'm not gonna lie. This. Whew. Like, it's hard, just because, it's your child, but at what point does, like, I have to come and be like, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius.
Right.
Seriously. So, and then, and what I'm finding is when I don't set a boundary, and I get so frustrated by her behavior or what she's doing, and it's a now it's almost like I'm saying, I almost say to myself, don't be mad at her, be mad at you. Yeah. Like, you need it.
And I always like to use the analogy of being on the plane and the oxygen mask comes down for the adult first, and then you help the child. It's the same way.
Yes, I love that.
You have to pour into yourself first so that you can be a better mom. And I feel like I learned that not too long ago. I mean, it was pretty recent, but I realized, I'm like, Christy, you can't, like, before you had children, you were Christy.
Right, yeah.
And so I had to start setting time aside strictly for me. And honestly, that's where the gym came in. Getting up at that time, because it didn't affect anything that was happening in the house. That was my time. That was me time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically you're treating teaching someone how to treat you.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I just, and also energetically, spiritually, we talk about be very careful who it is that you
Yes.
allow your space. Switching over, not talking about the parent thing anymore. I'm just saying, like, talking about setting boundaries as a whole. Like, I think, now this I understand. And I mean, there's certain things that I'm just not going to do, or places I don't want to, because energetically, I know if I go in there, then I'm dishonoring myself. I'm lying. I can't be like, because when I go in a situation, I know I'm not gonna like this. This energy is gonna. This is not what I want in my space. But if I walk into some place or go someplace with somebody, or I'm around somebody who I know energetically is offensive to me, to my energy, it doesn't go, and I do it anyway, that's not standing in my power. And so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes standing in your power is not this loud declaration. It is like, it can mean so many different things. Standing in your power can be saying, when you're at home and you know you don't want to go someplace and you don't feel like having company, but you got your friend, she's going through something. Please, I'm coming. I just need to talk. Come over. Standing in your power. Be like, you know what, girl? Let me call you tomorrow. Like, I hope you're okay. But we'll feel like I'm abandoning my friend. Well, no, what you're doing is you're establishing some boundaries, especially if you don't have it to give.
Not honoring yourself.
Not honoring yourself, right?
That is definitely not.
And if you're not, if you're doing that, if you don't have it to give, and then, so she's coming over for, you're honestly not even a place to be a safe space for her, because your boundaries have been crossed and you pissed off. Right. But we betray ourselves like this. We do stuff like this all the time. Yeah. Especially if she come and have a conversation you didn't have 300 times.
Yeah, I've definitely been like that, especially with people and relationships. Because, you have, like, those people that I don't necessarily consider her a friend, but she kind of pushes my boundary. Like, she pushes me. And she's one of those relationships where I had to distance myself, because every time we would have a conversation, I felt drained.
There you go.
Like,
Come on.
She would just use me, and I would be there and I would listen because I'm trying to be a good friend. But then afterwards, I had to start asking myself, well, why do I feel so tired? Why do I feel exhausted? Why do I feel like the life has been sucked out of me? She drained me, like, energetically. So I kept my distance. And I don't know if I told you about what happened recently, but I got to a point I was like, you know what?
Seriously, watch out for these energy vampires, you guys. Like, that's a real thing. Like, when you said drained your energy, that's a whole energy vampire.
It is. No, it is.
Like, that's a very real thing. And we've talked about that before, but yes, that's a very real thing.
I was definitely not doing that one.
And this is another thing. And I mean, honestly, spiritually, the other thing is feeling empowered with whatever your path to understanding, your path to the Creator. I don't, whatever it is, whatever way you do that, whether you are, a Wicca, whether you are Jewish, it like Christian, none of, when you feel empowered, you feel okay to be, and whatever you are in that space, and when you're really standing in your power and where you are spiritually, nobody else's way is offensive to you. Yes. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm okay with what like, Christy could be with, because I'm standing in my power of who I am. This speaks to me. And her way, her religion, her doctrine that she follows could be complete opposite to mine. Say, like that, we just don't believe those things. But I'm standing in my power. That does not bother me, because I understand how important it is to stand in my power. Like, this is for me. This is me and my relationship with my God. And that's hers.
It brings a whole new meaning to staying in your lane.
Yes. Like it's okay, y'all.
Like, staying in your lane. You are literally staying in your lane.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, how the size of this planet, how many people there are, how many different type of peoples are, different type of cultures, it is almost laughable to think that we would believe that there's one belief. You know what I mean? There are people who believe the way that the way my religion is set up, all the rest of y'all are wrong. It's like, who, what? Like, where do you even? So, that's another way. Seriously, that's another way to stand in your power. Like, because you're accepting of whatever you, like, I'm good over here with mine. And I hope you good with yours. Mm-hmm. It don't make a damn difference though, because I'm good with mine.
I won't be losing any sleep.
Like, think about it. It's like a damn relationship. If you and your boo are good, and the other people around you like, y'all not doing the right. Be like, hey, guess what? We good over here. We good. We good. You stay over there. With
the tea.
We real good. Okay, it's juicy over here. We're good.
Yeah. But I also think, like, setting boundaries, it basically sets people's expectations of you immediately. So when you set those boundaries, people know, okay, I can't go past this. Because otherwise people will continue to, and I don't think a lot of people intend to do that, to suck, to be like energetic vampires. But there are some people who know exactly what they're doing. But once you set those boundaries, they realize that they can't fuck with you. I'm just gonna say it that way.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. No, seriously. And you know what? Honestly, you guys, having some boundaries actually gives you the space to make sure that you're reminding yourself that you're a sacred space too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we talk about creating sacred spaces for people, and sometimes we forget that I'm a whole sacred space. So how do I want people to act around my temple?
Right.
Because I'm a sacred space.
Not even how. It's like I demand.
No, I'm just saying. But these are the questions you ask yourself. Like, if I'm a sacred space, if I believe myself to be a temple, because we are. Look at my, because you really are, for real are. When you go to different temples, places of worship, places that hold the body of God. Let me stop. Places that hold the God body for real. They have their rules and their regulations and their ritual. Like, just how people say don't wear shoes in my house. Like, you have to respect, because like this is what you know what I mean? Like, everybody's rules. We have to do that with ourselves. Yeah. And that's what standing in your power is. Hey, sage yourself before you come around me. We can put, seriously, you're a sacred space, and I think that is another way. That's another thing to remind yourself when you're trying to remember, like, okay, I need to stand in my power and own who I am. Understand, first of all, the Creator does not repeat. So understand that you are truly the only you out here. It could be somebody that looks like you. I need y'all to understand your combination, the way that the cosmos are made in you, and your combination, there's not another one like you, right? And that's, if you think about it, damn near 8 billion people on this planet, and it's not another one that's just like me. I mean, come on. That lets you know how unique and special you are. Like, stand in that. Like, you could just stand in there. Like, it's no other, like, oh my God. That's kind of dope if you really think about it.
There's only one of you.
Yes.
And one of me.
Right. And so, standing there, is just accepting that. And then you go to, and I'm a sacred space, because there's nothing else like me in this whole world. That makes me special. Mm-hmm. And so how do we treat things that are special to us?
Wipe your feet.
Right. Exactly.
Take your shoes off.
So when you think about that, how do you treat things that are special to you? Are you treating yourself like that? If you're not, come on, y'all, get on it.
again, like I feel like it boils down to honoring yourself.
Honor thyself.
Honor
Yes.
thyself. Also, I think another way to stand in your power, and this takes time, and I think it's just a battle that many of us have, but stop comparing yourself to other people. And that's so hard. You know, and especially with social media. Like, I feel like with social media is like taking things to a completely different level.
You know what? I don't even. So, okay, this is where we got to hold people accountable for the stuff we do. Social media is the platform. We are the ones that are looking at other people and comparing ourselves. Now, yes, there's people out here false flag. That doesn't make a damn difference. But if we're looking at this stuff and we're starting to compare, that's something in us. That is something. Now, yes, it is definitely probably built for that reason. So people will start buying all type of stuff. I'm sure there's some very interesting logic behind this, because I know it's all based off of psychology. If you really, I mean, even the way you move,
marketing.
It's the way you move your screen. You know how they decide what comes up. And like it's very, very much so research driven. But the part where we allow ourselves to look at something and start comparing, like, it's so easy. Like, dang, how'd she do that? Or why didn't I? You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to do that. But that's because we're not standing in our power.
Right. But think of it that, like, nowadays, I feel like everyone is inundated with it. Like, you have social media, you have TV, you have, you know, people on the streets, just regular people that you run into. Like, I just feel like people are inundated with, you know, the feelings that they, you know, need to do better or need to be better. I don't know.
What? Well, also, he's so cute. Sorry, I'm sorry. Her dog literally just walked over and he's like trying to tap her leg. Like, I know you see me standing down here, so you're gonna act like you don't see me. And also, you guys, comparison is a fear-based output.
Yes. It is.
That comes from something where you feel, you know, that's fear. Like, we don't know what the hell going on in people's houses. Like, you know, man.
Fear of what? Like, that you're not enough?
Well,
or you're not
so what the way I look at fear is,
as far as the comparison piece.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, when I'm saying it's a fear-based output is because, you know, fear is not real. It's not danger. It's literally not a real thing. So fear comes from something that we believe to have happened or something like that. So when I think about comparison, we're making a comparison off of fear that, like, we believe them to be something, you know what I mean? Or we believe ourselves not to be something. It comes from a place of that's not real. It would, especially when you don't know these people. Like, that's but because what happens when you feel less than, you compare yourself to somebody and you start feeling less than. Or look, let's go to the other side. You compare yourself to somebody and you feel like you're better than them. Now that's interesting. I need to think about that for a second. Because, okay, so I would say the reason that's not necessarily standing in your power is because somebody can really think like, I'm so much better than all these people. I'm standing in my power.
But I also
no,
feel
seriously.
Like, no, for real, I believe you. But I also
people do
feel
think
like,
that, but I don't think that's standing in your power.
Yeah, no, that's not. No, like you said earlier, that's standing in your ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, because I swear I just heard somebody say, well, what if no, that's standing in your ego, because that's compared to, like, you need to know I'm the shit. Period.
Ta.
That's it. Not in compared to, better than, like, none of that.
I feel like when you're standing in your power, then it's not a comparison thing. You realize that it's like you just, again, that is you, again, staying in your own lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
So another thing is, you guys, let's talk about living your truth.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like, seriously, I mean,
I still battle with this.
whew. Okay, there's so, look, I'm like, okay, what do we mean? Okay, so what do we mean live my truth? What do you mean live my truth? Again, that journey, that, getting to know yourself and being honest with yourself. This is like coming back to being honest with yourself. Yeah. So, okay, I'll take it down to something simple, like trendy, whatever, like trendy clothes, like whatever's trendy, right? So, whatever the new clothes trend is, say you really don't like this. I'm making this very, 12-year-old. If you don't like what a trend is, but the new, Gucci dropped something new and everybody's like, oh, I gotta get it, but you don't really like it. Like, I don't like it, but I gotta get it because that's what's hot right now.
Yeah. No.
And even so, you have the acknowledgement that truthfully, I don't even like that. I don't rock with that. But you're not living your truth. What you're living is the lie because you're not standing in your power. You feel the sense to be a part of. You know what I mean? You feel a sense to be validated by a lot of people to know that you're okay. Whereas you can honestly say you could be in a room full of fashion the fashionistas and say, yeah, that new shit is not cute. That's actually quite it's not for me, and be okay with that.
Back in the day I used to be like, oh, this is on trend, all right, I need to do it. And now I got to a point I was like, I don't care if it is fashionable, I'm not buying it.
Like if I do not like it, I'm not buying it. Like the way I shop now, if I'm not like, oh my God, I love this, I'm not getting it. If I'm like, oh, that's cute, no. I'm like, then I know, yeah, this is coming with me.
Yeah.
Because I can talk myself into anything. So you got to have I had to have a something to say no. But seriously. So I was just trying to take the concept of, living your truth versus knowing your truth. Because we know who we are. Sometimes we just got to ask ourselves the right questions. Mm-hmm. What fulfills me? What ignites me? What makes me feel uncomfortable? What type of energy? What type of people? What makes me feel, where do I feel at peace? Like when you start asking these questions and you start truly acknowledging when and where and how you feel what you feel, you really know your truth. Because it's you feel it. We just ignore this. Then when we ignore it and we do something opposite of ourselves, I mean, that's like just another form of self-betrayal because you know it, but you won't live it. Be okay with, hey, I'm gonna keep it 100, y'all. I don't even like mimosas. Like if you're the girl that don't even like mimosas, I love mimosas, by the way. Be okay, you know what I mean? But seriously, or I don't feel comfortable with this conversation, or we live in such this politically correct, don't offend anybody world.
Oh yeah.
So I think people are nervous about living in their truth. They don't want to be called. Nobody wants to be the Karen. Nobody wants to be
Nobody wants to be labeled.
Oh no, canceled. Nobody wants to be canceled.
Right, canceled. So
we oftentimes hide ourselves. We don't live our truth because of cancel culture. So let's be clear. Living in your truth sometimes does not necessarily mean that you have to go out and it's not about smacking it across people's faces. This is just who, you know what I mean? Like seriously, this is just who I am. And I need to be honest with myself about who I am.
Right.
And live my life like that.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And just like some conversations don't need to be had, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. I just, seriously, you guys, and I feel like everybody wants to look like everybody. Is it me or is it everybody looks the same?
Right.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's really
like, yo, it's only one of you in the whole world and you want to look like 7.5 billion people.
But it's really interesting how I don't even think I called it what it was.
We have been talking. I had the whole microphone in my hand. I'm giving y'all. I'm dropping some gems.
Yes.
Man, woo! And Chrissy looked down and she picked up the cord like, this is not connected. I was like, wait, what?
The show must go.
Okay, yes. You guys can thank Brantley for that. Brantley.
Yes.
Okay, so back. So what we realized, we were talking about that there is only one of you, and you know, standing in the power of being uniquely who you are, knowing that there's no one else like you in the world. And you were about to start. You were talking about the beauty standards.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I think it's really fascinating how the standard of beauty has changed over the years, but then also how it becomes like cyclical. Just like we were talking about fashion. And
Yes.
Like, I mean, I think that was
Everything old is new again, right?
But yeah, all of that stuff, it recycles. But yeah, you know, the thick fit or fit thick is in, and then skinny is in, and then curvy is in. I don't know while I'm doubling, but
For emphasis.
right. But yeah, it's just interesting how it's changed over the years.
I love stuff like that though. And it's almost like you can really predict what's next just looking at history. So, which is why it makes so much sense for people just to love who the hell they are. And, you know, not totally. And this is not being shady. I'm very serious. Like, because when we do things to permanently change our body to whatever is the beauty trend,
BBL.
the beauty trend, what happens is you're going to live long enough where that's not the trend anymore.
Yep.
And what's so funny is it might be the new trend might be what you naturally were.
Yeah.
But honestly, to me, the most beautiful people are the people who stand in their power. It's, you know how this woman, it's like, you know, I couldn't even really describe her as she, you know, or even some men like that. You can't really describe but you know that they're beautiful. It's something like, I don't, like, what makes them beautiful? I don't really, but it's something else. Yes, they know who they are. They're standing in their power. That's what's beautiful. There's girls out here with A cups and you know, no acetol, and they fine as hell. Seriously, but they're beautiful because they're comfortable with who they are, and that's standing in your power. That's
very
dude.
sexy.
That is sexy as hell.
Like,
Somebody who just yes. Do you know how fine you are when you walk around like I'm good? Like, is it like not near of one of y'all's opinion is going to make me decide, you know, make me see who I am. I'm like, So, but when you stand in your, well, that's an added benefit of, you know what? Let me just keep it real. That's an added benefit of standing in your power is you get fine as hell. You just fine. Like what? I mean, the energy that you are emitting when you know who you are, the frequency and vibration that you're pushing out into the world when you are comfortable in your own damn skin.
That is so attractive.
Isn't it?
That's the energy that it's like you feel, and I'm sure we've all felt it. Like someone
yes,
just exudes this energy. Just like, look at me.
Yes. Like it's an inner, and I'm not, you know, you're not even trying. Right. You're not like I'm about to hurt him today. This is just the way you live and breathe.
Right. Just a regular day.
Woke up flawless, run around flawless. No, seriously, because that's truly what it is. Flawless is not necessarily looking like what everybody else looks like, right, or looking perfect. Flawless is knowing that what I am is dope. It's so effing beautiful. I'm flawless because this is who I am.
And accepting even those things that people would consider a flaw as being flawless.
Girl, it's whole these younger ones out here rapping about what you call stretch marks. I'm like, so I mean, they literally straight saying like, I want, because that's real. Like I want somebody with some stretch mark, because you've been through something, and that's something that's, and we will look at that as a flaw, and somebody else would say that's beautiful. But a woman who looks at her body, no matter what she got going on, she be like, damn, I'm fine. You know how Cardi B, she said, walk past the mirror, damn, I'm fine.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta edify yourself.
And
affirm yourself.
But that is living in your power.
Yeah, it is. And it's not even, like, it doesn't even have to come from a place where you're just, egotistical or all about yourself. It can just be from a very humble place. Like, you know what? You look good.
See, when it's like, but I look good to me.
Right.
And that's, I love this audio reel on Instagram. She said, I woke up this morning and I liked myself. So your like was extra.
Right.
Like all y'all likes is extra. That's how we need to feel.
Yep. Your
Okay.
like is extra.
So, another thing. So we had a good discussion about this too. Two things. Not living in the past.
Yes.
Let's break that down. Like, who you were 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago is not who you are today. And sometimes we will punish ourselves because of who we were, what we did, years ago, and not realizing, like, be where I am. That's not who I am anymore. I don't have to punish myself for that. Mm-hmm. Like that shame and that guilt. Yeah. Like when you stand in your power, shame is not a thing. Yeah. Because I accept all of who I am. Because, like, if you think about it, when you stand in your power and you love yourself, you like, I like me. Me and me get along, right?
I like me.
And if I told you that if I changed anything in your life, even one thing, if I took away one experience, you would not be who you are. You would be something different. Mm-hmm. But when you love yourself, you like, I really love who I am. Like, I love who I am. I love who I'm becoming. I love what I'm becoming aware of about who I am. And so that thing that I have shame for, like, if I didn't have that and do that, I wouldn't be who I was today. Yeah, so I'm okay with it. Yep. It's a part of me, and I love me. Mm-hmm. Yo, that's something different. You don't have guilt and shame when you love who you are, because you understand that everything that you went through is a part of the making of who you are today, and who you are today is beautiful to you. There's nothing to be guilty or shame, nothing to have shame about, because of love who you are.
Yeah. So a new perspective that I started looking at things is, like, I wrote this.
Yes.
So it's like when you come from that perspective, it changes everything. Even the lows, even the lowest of the lows. It's like, well, this is what you wrote. Like, this is what you agreed to. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so there are some lessons in this that I guess I'm gonna have. Mm-hmm. But that's definitely changed my perspective on that. Like living in the past. Even the shit that I did. It's like, well, it's that brought me to this point where I am today.
And also in relationship with people.
Yes.
If you, like, as you grow, so have the people that you're around. Mm-hmm. Connect with them where they are, not with who they were. Yeah. If people, they say a leopard never changes its spots. I would say it's so limiting to say that and to believe that people don't change, because that means that you don't have forgiveness. Right. People do change.
So my father's
now, some people don't.
Right.
But please because look at yourself. Like, put your mirrors up, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think you're the same person that that you what? Be honest with yourself. That's change. So if you can change, why do you think that somebody else can't change? They're creators just like you.
Yep. So growing up, my father used to say, people can change, but only if they really want to.
Mm-hmm. Now that's real.
And that is real. Like, that is...
You can't want to... Look, if they don't want... Man, I'm going to tell you, you cannot control another... You know that saying, lead the horse to water. That's so... Look, I don't care what you do. If they're not ready, or they're just like, just because you think it's better doesn't mean it's better for them.
Mm-hmm.
Let that shit go.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm happy here. They can just tell you, I'm happy here. I like who I am. Leave me the fuck alone. You like, but it's so much better over here. Says who?
Which takes us to our next point. Avoid toxic people and situations.
Oh, wait. I want to talk about surrendering really quick.
Oh, okay.
So, this was a good conversation y'all missed too.
Oh, yeah. That was... Oh, man.
Right. See? So, we're talking about how you, when you are, once you let go of something, right? Mm-hmm. And we're not living in the past. But then there becomes a point in when you're creating your life where you have to let go and surrender, right? Just surrender to what is. And Christy, so I'm going to explain. I love that analogy that you use. And so surrendering is knowing that what I've planted, what I have manifesting is coming. And I was saying it's like at the theater, when you go to a show, when they turn down all the lights and there's that moment of stillness, of quiet. It's dark, right? And the band is, the orchestra, they have that moment because how they do the and they do the strings to let everybody know to come down, and there's a moment where there's nothing right before they start again and the show starts, right? That's that moment where you have to surrender. Like, because I've done it. The show is about to start. I created the show. I'm starring in it. I directed it. I'm the cameraman. I'm the light. This is my show. But we have to, and this, I have to be honest, like with myself, like I created this, but that moment where you're in between, where you've done the work and what you manifest is coming, you have to surrender to it. And you have to have that trust in yourself and that belief and that faith. That's man, it's, and like you were saying, it's so difficult. We work so hard to get, and then so like you told now, you just telling me don't do anything. Like, baby, you need to be at peace, whatever it is. It's a certain point where we have to be still.
It's the truth. And so the analogy that I gave that I completely forgot that we talked about. When I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, we did talk about it. Was when someone is drowning and they're in water, and when they're fighting, like when they're fighting against the water, they're more prone to drown.
Yep.
Whereas when they surrender and they let go, then the water basically supports them.
Yes.
So that was just the analogy that I gave.
That's surrender. Like when you surrender to it, like you guys, we don't have to fight. Like we're good. Like just we gotta be still sometimes. Sit your way down. Just relax. And I love that analogy is because your body will naturally float when you let go. Man. Your body will float. You are supported. Brantley said, look, I'm tired of y'all. I'm playing with my toys.
I know. He wants to do everything that creates noise these days.
I mean, but he's just honest about who he is. He stands in his truth. He stands in his power.
He doesn't care.
He is not worried about what you think. You thunk. He loves himself.
Yep.
Okay, toxic people. That's what you.
And this goes back to just really, this goes back to the boundaries thing. I look at it as protecting your energy both ways. When you're around toxic people, they drain you. You end up coming back home and start thinking and acting the way that they are acting. And you're like, why? I don't think those things, or why am I doing that? Like, that's mean, or that's not nice. Yeah, that, to me, that becomes, all a part of protecting our energy and just setting boundaries.
And I mean, and that's a part of being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know, we've all had that friend, you guys, who they have this you know, they'll talk about another friend, or they'll talk about another situation or a family member or something, and they talk about, I hate going around them, I hate being around them. Every time I go around them, I just feel so low. They never have anything good to say. Everything's always negative. And you get to the point where you're like, well, stop going around them. Avoid that. If it's making you feel like that and you're totally aware of that, stop going over there. You're just harming yourself. So you guys, avoiding these type of situations helps protect your energy. But that's just another example of you standing in your power. When we say live in your power, stand in your power, this is like an everyday thing where you're choosing yourself. You're choosing to live the life that you want, to surround yourself with the things, the people, the energy, the vibrations, and the frequencies that you want. Okay? And finally, we're going to say be conscious of yourself. You know, have an awareness of self. Having the strength to move forward in the knowingness of who you are, the awareness, the comfort of who you are. Like, just really accepting you for, we're not, like, this is not hard, you guys. We're not saying accept somebody else. We're talking about you. Mm-hmm. Just accept all of you. I know, but I'm saying, but seriously, just one, because all you have to do is accept, love, have compassion, forgive, heal with yourself. And when you know that, did Brantley just take a cracker? And when you do that, I forgot what that. Oh, and when you do that, you know, you really, you're aware of yourself, and you can, you know what I mean? It's just one. No, I'm saying when you do that, you're able to be that way with other people. When you find out you've really forgiven yourself, you'll totally understand. You're so much more forgiving than people, because you know what? I'm so much more.
You're not trying to change people.
Man, yes. When you really, yes, like for real, like for this thing, I'm telling you, if you want to fix the relation, if you feel like you have bad relationships in your life, how do you fix that? Fix the relationship with yourself. Everything starts with you. Because you change. Your vibration changes, so the people around you, they change too. They would either opt in or opt out. If you start shining too bright, let me tell you something. Some people going to be coming to you like a moth to a flame. And some people going to put on some shades and say, I want to watch the show. And some people going to hide because they can't take it. That's not your problem. Okay? All right, what's your takeaway? Look, that was my takeaway.
So my takeaway for this is, I'll give yourself grace. And that's part of standing in your power. So if it doesn't honor you, then it's not allowing you to stand in your power. You know, decisions that you make sure that you're doing it out of honoring yourself. Whether that's, you know, boundaries, speaking up for yourself, whatever. Honor yourself.
I love that. I like that. All right. What is our... Oh, you want me to do temple work first? Okay, my bad. Guys, I do have some temple work this week. Because tomorrow is... When this airs, it will be the new moon.
Ooh.
So, of course, you guys get out your journals, do some thinking.
Thank you, Kim, for our journal.
Oh, one of our listeners and clients, Kim, out in Cali,
one of the queens,
one of our queens, sent us. First of all, where is this? Where did I just put it? Here it is. She sent us this. I didn't even know that this was a thing. Now I have to find it.
She said it's from her favorite place in California.
Incense powder. And it has Palo Santo incense powder. It smells amazing. And it burned really nice.
Yes, it did.
So thank you, Kipling. In this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful journal. I'm always talking about the journals, y'all. Your temple work, right? So thank you so much, Kim, for. She's just a sweet. People. See, we just got good people around us. Really, really kind people. It's beautiful. It's a red leather journal. It's really dope. Thank you, Kim. Okay, so. So back to our temple work. Thank you. It'll be the new moon, and this is the first new moon of the, of the real new year. Because the new year really is spring. It's right. So this will be the first. So when I say, guys, this is some good fertile time.
Ooh, wink, wink.
I mean, right? So set the tone for your year. I want you to honestly, truthfully, and I know you guys, if you've already done vision boards before and don't want to do them, they're absolute fun to me. I use a pen board. By the way, a cork board for my vision boards. You know how I have, so I can, when I need to make adjustments, I don't have to redo a whole board, But when I say set some intentions, y'all, I'm talking about, let me be very clear, just set some goals for your life. Envision your life. So what I want you to do, manifest your life. Set your intentions, but I want you guys, if you guys are up to it, a fun little exercise. I want you to write a day in the life of this person, what you're creating, what you're becoming. Like, talk about it. If you're saying, I'm going to make, I'm going to make $1 million next year in my business. Talk about what does that look like for you when you wake up in the morning? What are you doing with your $1 million? You know what I mean? What is your life like at that point? And write that out like a little skit, a little show, and because that helps you. Because as you're writing this, what that does is that helps you visualize this. Because you're forced to say, what would my life? How would I feel? But I want you to write it down, and that's something that will, as you are, going through the lessons and the blessings of the process of manifesting the life that you want, that's something that you have that you can go back to and be like, wait a minute, hold on, let me remember my life and start living like that. If your coffee habits change and your drink upgrades when your business is that, start getting that drink now. Like, seriously, the things that you can, it's almost like we do this thing where we won't allow ourselves to enjoy life or love ourselves until we get to, I'm gonna really enjoy, like me, if I'm like, if I said there's so many things I want to do, I'm not gonna enjoy my life until I'm in a relationship. Like, I can't do that. Right. Like, I have to live now. And so don't hold off on loving on yourself and giving of yourself until you have what you think, what you're creating. Be like, okay, it's, I'll go treat myself to some clothes when I lose all this weight. Mm-hmm. So, so you go, what I mean? Now. Like, be cute now. Yeah. Like, why not? Like, I'm gonna go get a makeover when I do this, or blah, blah, blah. Or there's so many things that we just do it now. Love on yourself as if it's already here. Don't wait to love on yourself.
Like, you know, when you would get an outfit and it's like, ooh, I'm going to wait to wear this for something special.
Yes!
It's like, you better wear that outfit tomorrow. Or wear a shoe when you get home.
Right.
And wear it. Like,
seriously.
Who cares?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't wait.
Like when, like you're and know, like I love that too. Like you're always a special moment. Mm-hmm. If it's a moment with you involved, it's fucking special. I'm just saying, it's special.
I mean, it can go either way too. It can also mean that you're special.
No, that's special.
Special.
Oh, you so special. That's our old girl. Oh, you so special. They be like, ooh, she clowned you. No, she said I was special. Nah, baby, you just got clowned. you didn't read, but she clowned you.
You really did not pick up. But
You know. Oh, yo, your granny's so nice. She said I was special. Nah, no. You probably not allowed to come over no more. Like y'all, I wonder, man. I missed. Why do I feel like there's no more old wise women? They used to just like, man. These grown men. We had some grown women. Like where? Yes.
The grandmama.
Yes.
Mama Dia.
Where are these women?
I don't know.
Y'all, where they at?
It's like it's not attractive anymore.
What I don't understand. See, this is what I just don't understand. Why do we equate, and this is triple goddess, why do we equate being wise and grown with being haggardly? And if you look at the iconography of the triple goddess, the crone, the one who's the wisest, they got her looking all like bones popping and old. No, that bitch is a fine. What's the female version of a silver fox? You know these grown men. Man, speaking of which, baby, why did I saw this Instagram page with these men, they're silver foxes. Christy, I was like, I love a grown man. These men was fine. Do you hear me?
No, some of these men.
No, baby.
So I have a thing.
They were fine. I was like, absolute.
I have a thing for gray hair.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Some of these men are very very attractive.
Girl, I was like, well, wait a minute. Fine. Real fine. So anyway, I got.
That was about
man. I'm just trying to. She's not kidding. She's so serious right now. Okay, but what's the female version of a silver fox? Why does the wise one have to be looking like, old, haggardly bent over? No.
Well, if you think about what the men too, they always have the men kind of like old and gray and wise looking.
Yeah. I don't know. My point is, okay, we can be attractive, but where's the wisdom though? Where are
that's not attractive.
Where are the grandmothers, yo? Like, I'm just keeping. Where are the grandmothers? These grandmothers in the clubs with that, like, right. This is not
That's what I was just about
where
to say.
Are the grandmothers that like?
They're no more.
Where are they?
They're great grandmothers.
Yes. Like, I don't like. You could be fine, but like that wisdom that. Like, grandma's out here getting BBLs.
I know. I feel like after our generation, it changed.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna be a fine grandma. I'm gonna be fine.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell.
I'm about to be a grandma. I mean, no, I'm not. No, I'm not about to.
Right. She's like, wait a minute. Right, because you got kids that are.
Cancel, delete. Right. Hold on. Let me correct this. Yeah. No, I am going to be a glamma. GLAM. Ma.
A grandma. Ooh. See, I think, but you also, there's some wisdom to them. Like, they used to sit down and tell us stories and.
Oh, I have lived, darling.
Anyway, what's the crystal?
Oh, this week's feature crystal.
Crystal on the wing.
It's onyx. people have ever talked about onyx. But the element is earth. It's good for the root chakra, solar plexus, and third eye. And so onyx is a stone of inner strength, and it is a variety of chalcedony. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I feel like, okay. Which I
didn't know that, though. I was about to say, I did not know that.
The stone enhances your endurance and persistence, and it enables you to carry even difficult and dreary tasks through to completion. It energetically boosts the retention of memory and encourages attention to detail. Onyx also emanates the energy of self-mastery, which is what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It can help you control, focus, and direct the will, and this brings about a considerable increase in your personal power, which is something that we all want. Onyx is also a cooling crystal, and it condenses excessive energies. It calms nervousness, quells anxiety, soothes hot tempers, and brings reason to passion. It is a great grounding influence to use if you've been working with high energy crystals. That's that like Motivite type stuff. I kind of think like labradorite. What else is like a high energy, high vibration crystal?
Super 7.
Oh yeah, super.
Right?
Super 7. Yes. Yes.
Ooh, girl, I got a Super 7.
Ooh, yeah, Super 7.
Super 7 beaded necklace, baby. I can't wear it all the time. I mean, it's beautiful, but like I literally feel like I'm flying.
Mia's like, I'm flying up out of here.
But yes, go ahead.
But lastly, this crystal also helps you gradually build up your vitality. An affirmation that goes with this crystal is I work on all my chosen tasks with clear focus, strong discipline, unrelenting perseverance, and high efficiency.
The Virgo side of you wrote that. Look at you. I'm like, that is your Virgo rising. All up just peeking out his head.
You see how she does me?
But it's true. I love it.
Okay.
No, I love it. I need some. I probably need some I need some earthly in mine. A little bit more earthing. So, do you use onyx?
Sometimes. I'm not really into the black or the darker crystals. When I was a teenager, that's all I would wear was like the black crystals, onyx, and whatever the other one is. But
I
haven't worked with onyx recently, so I can't.
When I first started trying to onyx was one of the first protection stones that I used when I was just, in because I didn't like tourmaline at first.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't. But now I love it, and shungite. But that was my first stone to work with for protection, and yeah, I think I still have an onyx bracelet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
I haven't worked with it recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I probably am more like I use black tourmaline more personally, but onyx I have not. I think Kai actually uses onyx. Wait, I think Kai uses onyx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You have a message or no message?
Nah.
You did? Okay. Well, you guys, again, I want to make sure that we thank our wine sponsor. For donating her lovely wine, libations. Thank you again.
Brantley, you're about to not get this. Oh, sorry.
It is a local.
Women owned.
Yep, black women-owned wine company.
Local meaning Chicago, because that's where we are, you guys.
And again, it's called Legacy Libations. You can find her on Facebook. She's in Chicago. she started making this, making the wine in her home, and she has since expanded into like a warehouse or meads. I don't know what the space is called for meads work, but yes. So thank you for sponsoring our 4 bottles of wine for our episodes. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys show
Thank
us
you.
some love.
Thank
I see we
you.
got some reviews on Apple, so thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone who provided us with feedback and
Share with your folks, y'all.
yes, let us know. We want to hear.
Reach out to us on our and Two Queens Crystal Things on IG. Let us know if there's something that you would like for us to discuss, that you would like to talk about.
Questions for the queen.
Yes. We've done a few episodes that were purely from people asking us. So please let us know what you'd like to hear from us. Follow us on our personal pages. You can find Christy at Christy R. Edwards. Sorry, guys. At Christy R. Edwards. And you can also follow her business page at here we go. At Sage House Apothecary.
There you go.
What the hell? I'm a big girl. At Sage House Apothecary. Damn it! At Sage House Apothecary.
Yes.
Sage House Apothecary. So they gonna get this name. You gonna get this? But yes.
Unleashed 444.
444.
444.
Thank you
Show
guys.
us some love. Thank you very much. And actually, I think we are at 1,000 followers now on Instagram. We've been growing our page slowly, but
We having fun.
consistently.
I'm like I like our group.
We are building our own little community, one person at a time.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace, light, love.
And so. Okay. Bye.